Okay, in this video I'm going to show you the difference between the faux acrylics and the wood stains, which is basically showing you the difference between a pigment and a stain. Now I've already done a video on how to paint with them and shown you a video in the yellow, but really wanted to try to explain it a little bit better. So in the wood stain, the yellow wood stain, without making it leak. Okay, so this is like coloured water in effect, okay? Very, very thin, very sloshy, very easy to drip. So you have to kind of load your brush carefully. And it's very, very strong, okay? Think of it like a yellow cup of tea. It's the water and the colour are one, okay? It's been dissolved into the water, the colour. So the colour, the water itself is yellow, okay? It's the best way I can explain it. When you apply it onto wood, it gets absorbed by the wood, and wood is a porous material. It's a material that's got lots of holes inside it. It's an organic material, means it grows in nature, obviously, and it's made to soak up water. So some woods are more porous than others. Some woods can be quite difficult to put water into them, and other woods just soak it up like a sponge. So if you've got a particularly porous piece of wood and you're putting a wood stain on it, it will draw it into all its holes. So you won't be able to, with any great accuracy, and I'll just show you this, draw anything with a wood stain. I don't know why it's got that lid on there. You won't be able to draw anything with a wood stain, okay? So on this box here, I've got the wood stain in yellow, and you can see it's it's bled out down here. So it's soaked it into its other pieces. I don't think I was particularly careful when I made that anyway. And this is the faux acrylic. So up here I did it undiluted, and then I diluted it as I went down to show that you can do various different effects with it. And then I just did a simple sun painting with it to show that you can actually paint with it in detail, and it sits on top of the wood more. Okay, and this is made from a pigment. Faux acrylic is a pigment. Think of it as like hot chocolate rather than a tea. It's suspended in the water, it's thicker, it doesn't get soaked up quite so much because it's thicker, it has less water in it, okay? So on the faux acrylic on the right, I've done a very crude sun image, and I'm going to try and attempt to do the same in a very thick brush. I might just change this brush. Attempt to do the same with this wood stain, which it shouldn't work, okay? The first thing that I notice is obviously it's bleeding, the line's getting thicker and thicker, but it's not very strong. All you're doing is you're colouring the wood. You're not providing a bold surface. It hasn't got that kind of thickness to it that would sit on top of the wood. And that's why I make the faux acrylics, okay, to show that difference. Now, what I'm now going to do is prime this piece of wood with my wood primer and show you how the bleeding is reduced, if not stopped completely. It just depends on how many layers you're using. Okay, so I've used a heat gun to dry this, but you need to be really careful when using heat guns on paint. Not mine, but some paints do bubble up when they've had heat applied to them, so mine should be fine. Okay, so I'm just going to attempt the same thing. I've done 2 layers of primer, and I'm just going to do a very crude sun And as you can see, it's not bleeding. So much better. So this is the before, this is without the primer, and this is with the primer. So you can do detail, but it will be very, very, very subtle. Even if you layer it, it won't be the same as this. So this is the faux acrylic. It's only one layer, it's not very strong at all. This is the wood stain with primer, and this is the wood stain without. Let's do another layer. Okay, beautiful.